natural habitats continue to disappear all across the world. That implies that not only are the magnificent views for which we travel diminishing, but also that the creatures that inhabit them are being pushed to extinction. The species listed here are some of the rarest in the world which existed. While some are so uncommon, we don't even have images of them, and we should do our part to protect them. Ecosystems have been harmed, depleted, and destroyed all across the world by humans for many centuries, and the rate of habitat loss is still rising. Along with poaching and climate change, this habitat degradation is one of several significant factors contributing to the ongoing extinction of species throughout the world. Hello everyone and welcome back to Unveiling Wild. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for the latest updates on wildlife and their habitat. With that being said, let's get started. Species must adapt as climates and conditions change or face a variety of challenges to their survival. Many species around the world have historically and currently face potential threats, such as habitat loss, excessive hunting, and disease. How they were dangerous to the environment, and how did they go extinct? And why our humans aren't affected by them? Number 1. Himalayan monal. The woods of the Himalayas are home to the big, colorful Himalayan monal. The adult female is more muted in color than the male, who has multicolored plumage throughout. The male has a conspicuous white rump that is most noticeable when the bird is in flight, a long metallic green crest, and coppery feathers on the back and neck. The lower tail coverts of females are white with black and red bars, while the tail feathers of males are uniformly rufous and get darker toward the tips. The female has a noticeable white stripe along the tail and a white patch on the throat. First-year males and juveniles resemble one another in the female, but first-year males are larger and the juveniles are less clearly marked. The Himalayas in India, Nepal, southern Tibet, and Bhutan make up the native range of Himalayan monals, which also include Afghanistan and Pakistan. These birds have been spotted in several other Pakistani provinces, including Kagan, Palas Valley, and Azad Kashmir, although Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is where they are most frequently seen. They inhabit upper temperate oak conifer woods with cliffs, open grassy slopes, and alpine meadows scattered throughout. The gregarious birds known as Himalayan monals are frequently spotted in pairs or small groups. They typically assemble in sizable coveys and share roosting spaces in the winter. The majority of these birds' waking hours are spent foraging. Monals are excellent ground diggers who use their curved bills to delve beneath the surface. To access plant roots and insect prey, they can survive snow and burrow through it. Himalayan monals are quite vocal and employ a variety of sounds to communicate their hostility, alarm, or mate attraction efforts. Number 2. Emperor newt. Only a small population of the extremely poisonous emperor newt, also known as the mandarin or Yunnan newt, is found in western China's mountains along a few rivers. Overfishing and habitat loss pose dangers to these newts. The emperor newt is a rough-skinned newt with noticeable bony ridges on the top of its head and back, as well as a series of warts running down each of its sides. It has a flat, broad-finned tail and a rounded body. The head is orange or yellow in hue, while the body is a dark brownish-black tint. Although hue varies from person to person, marking patterns are generally consistent. Females and males have fairly similar appearances. Generally speaking, females are larger and more robust in size than males. The length of an emperor newt can range from 4.5 to 6 inches, 12 to 15 centimeters, only in the western Yunnan region of China, at heights between 330 and 8,200 feet. These newts can be found in the mountains along the New, Lanking, and Yuan rivers, 100 and 2,500 meters. The majority of the emperor's newt's life is spent on land. They'd occupy water areas such as rice paddies, ponds, or wet grasslands next to trenches during the breeding season. Earthworms, centipedes, snails, and other little invertebrates are what newts eat. They consume little crickets and earthworms 2 to 3 times per week at the National Zoo of the Smithsonian Institution. The emperor newt normally reproduces in the wild from May through August during the monsoon season. Underwater, the male and female move in circles when courting, almost touching snouts, In still waters, the female lays her eggs on the ground in nearby plants and rocks. On aquatic plants, the eggs can be laid singly or in groups. In zoos, maintaining the animal in the lower 60s and in a relatively dry habitat during the winter, followed by temperatures in the 70s and increased humidity during the summer, can help the animal begin breeding. Number 3. Zombie snails. Some natural wonders may leave you in awe, others can make you shudder in fear, and occasionally they have the power to do both. After the shocking video was posted to social media, people's reactions to the torture-like coexistence of a parasitic worm and its zombie snail hosts were divisive. The tentacles of the snail become infected with a trematode, which causes them to swell and become colored. This resembles a caterpillar, which is the parasite's primary meal and is eaten by its definitive bird hosts. Therefore, the parasite's phenotypic alterations boost its transmission. Leucochloridium paradox, a flatworm, is visible in full flight, its brood sacs beating inside the snail's protruding eye stalks to resemble the movements of a tiny caterpillar, and it was done on purpose. The parasite needs the attention of passing birds who are tricked into pecking out the snail's eyes and unintentionally digesting them. To maintain the life cycle of the species, the brood sac keeps reproducing inside the bird's digestive system, and when it eventually passes them out in its feces, they are prepared to be eaten by another unwitting snail host. Number 4. Hammered-headed bat. One of 3 species of African fruit bats believed to be asymptomatically infected with the Ebola virus is hammer-headed bats, which are widely distributed throughout equatorial Africa. However, scientists do not yet know whether this particular species is an incidental host or a reservoir of the Ebola virus. The other 2 species are the little collared fruit bat and the Egyptian fruit bat. The species is widespread locally, and it may be found in mangroves, lowland tropical moist forests, riverine forests, swamp woods, and palm forests where it roosts in trees. Although hammer-headed fruit bat colonies of up to 25 bats have been seen, the typical roost contains no more than 5 bats. The largest bat in Africa is the hammer-headed bat, which can have wingspans up to 38 inches, 97 centimeters. The species exhibits strong sexual dimorphism, with males being much bigger than females. Females resemble the majority of other fruit bats in appearance, while males have a huge head with larger rostrum, larynx, and lips that enable the production of loud honking cries. The species uses a lek mating strategy, in which a small number of males form groups, leks, to attract potential partners. Although frugivorous, hammer-headed bats typically aren't thought of as efficient seed dispersers because they frequently eat their food in the same location where they find it. They are known to graze on bananas, guavas, mangoes, and other cultivated crops, in addition to figs, which are frequently a significant part of their diet. Due to its preference for fruit in its diet, the hammerhead bat is regarded as an agricultural pest. Number 5. Tiger stingray. The tiger ray, an Amazon stingray, has at last earned its stripes in science. It has been recognized as a brand new species. The freshwater fish with the scientific name Potamotrigon tigrina has been caught for more than 10 years by aquarium traders in Peru's upper Amazon River basin. Its orange-black coloration and banded tail are the sources of the name. The species, which can reach a width of up to 31 inches, 80 centimeters, is distinguished from other stingrays by, among other characteristics, its striking colors and its tail spines, which are lower and less closely packed than those of its cousins. The pea schroeder of the Rio Negro Orinoco and the Tiger River stingray have a close relationship. Some people previously referred to the Tiger River stingray as P. menchaca, however, this is erroneous. A synonym for the largest river stingray is P. menchaca. Number 6. Nomura jellyfish. When completely developed, the diameter will be slightly taller than the typical person. The species was named in honor of Mr. Kenichi Nomura, C18C19, Director General of the Fukui Prefectural Fisheries Experimental Station, who sent a specimen to Professor Kishinai in early December 1921 in a 72-liter wooden tank after learning that it was unidentified, and after spending some time at the station researching living specimens. Nomura's jellyfish, which may reach 2 meters in diameter and weigh up to 200 kg, is found predominantly in the Yellow Sea and the East China Sea, in the waters between China and Japan. In 2009, the Daisen Shinshomaru, an 11-ton fishing trawler, crashed while its 3-person crew attempted to pull in a net filled with dozens of Amura's jellyfish. The 3 men were rescued by another trawler. So what are your views on this? Have you ever seen one of the listed animals? And what are the animals which are going to be endangered? Well, this brings us to the end of the video. If you enjoyed watching, do like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more insightful content from us. We'll see you at the next one. Until then, peace.